With Season of the Seraph, Merciless got a very large buff, effectively making its exotic perk, Conserve Momentum, last forever. As long as there is something to shoot and you have ammo, you will forever have the buff. And if you don't know what Conserve Momentum does, it essentially will make the gun fire at light speed. So does that make it a DPS option? Does that make it a meta option? I think you'll be interested to see the numbers. So I'll be going over the DPS and total damage and all that good stuff. There is also a catalyst, but it only adds range and stability, so we're not really worried about that. Getting straight into damage testing, we're going to go ahead. I'm going to fire off one shot here. And as you can see, the damage starts at 9,921 and decreases every bolt by 79 damage. This will decrease all the way to 8,737, which it caps out on the lower end, which is a 12.5% decrease. But all that considered, the total mag damage of your first magazine is 358,952. Now, to get the DPS of the first magazine, we'll time it. That comes out at just under 6 seconds. So that means the DPS of magazine 1 is 60,675, which is pretty good for special weapons. And now, moving on to the second magazine only, it takes 4 seconds exactly, and does a total of 349,480 damage. So if we calculate that, Mag 2's DPS is 87,370, which is extremely high for special weapons, but also not really realistic. So let's go to the actual realistic example and do 2 Mag DPS. So it's going to take a little bit, and I'm using Lunas to reload quickly. Takes just over 11 seconds and does a total of 708,432 damage. And we calculate the DPS of that. The 2 mag DPS is 62,324, which is still very good for special weapons. Moving on to total damage for Merciless. These are all 3 reserves, capping at 926,857, which is quite a lot of damage as well. And out of curiosity, I wanted to see the DPS of max reserves. So it takes 15.283 seconds to fire, which means the DPS of shooting all of your ammo in one fight would be 60,646, which is surprisingly high for a special weapon over their entire reserves. Usually, most weapons decrease quite a lot. And then moving on to its secondary perk, Impetus. It is a kill clip style perk, so we'll get a kill here, reload. You don't see the buff on the left, but it is there. Then we'll do damage, and it's more. So this is actually a 50% increase, and it is uniform across all stacks of Conserve Momentum, as you can see there. Now, let's actually see how long it lasts. It lasts 4.9 seconds. So, it doesn't last that long, but it is a very large buff at 50%. However, killing something and reloading during a damage phase, while possible, doesn't affect DPS too much because it lasts so short and the time needed to get a target, kill it, reload, it kind of messes with DPS. So I'm not going to consider it in DPS calculations. But when you're just using the gun like normal, whether it's major clear, ad clear, whatever, it is a very good secondary perk. So to answer the question, is Merciless meta? We looked at the numbers. Yeah, it is. It's really good. You can see by the gameplay too that it just does well all around, and that's one thing which is very important when considering what is a meta weapon or not, is the ease of use. And Merciless is just good. It's there. It works in DPS, it works in ad clear, it works in major clear. It is very good. One complaint I could give this weapon is that you blow your load pretty quickly. As you can see with that champion, it uses most of your ammo. But it's a special weapon, so that can be remedied with special finisher or other mods like you might see in the gameplay. I am generating ammo through heavy-handed. And everything else that the gun does makes up for this one shortcoming. So use it, try it out. You will be thoroughly impressed. Thank you for watching. I haven't asked this before, but do subscribe if you'd like to see more stuff like this. I do go over pretty much everything regarding Destiny. So, again, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you around.